Do I look crooked? Because the camera looks a bit crooked. Inhumans is well into the first season, and that means it is time to share my not really anticipated thoughts. Inhumans does not deserve the railing it has been getting recently. It's actually quite a good show. And I know me saying this is going to start a flame war, I hope not, in my comments, but I highly doubt I'll get one because, well, only I fit some subs, so... Well, the bright side of being a small YouTuber, you don't get hate comments. Yes, there are some flaws with Inhumans, but to be honest, these flaws don't really make the show that god-awful. It is still a really good show. Let's talk the cast. And by the cast, I mean the main cast. Everybody from Anson Mount to Saranda Swan, sorry I forgot her first name, Miss Swan, I'll call her that. Everyone does a good job of portraying their respective characters. At least Anson Mount and Saranda, I can't remember her name and I feel so bad about it. Anson and Swan are really good at playing Black Bolt and Medusa. I would ship them in real life. Anson Mount actually created the sign language Black Bolt uses on show, and it was actually a really genius idea because I watched their interview and he actually made some really great points.
I think if we'd gone the route of voiceovers, I wouldn't have been interested. It's just, why cheat like that? Yeah. And it has to be real. We're engaged in so much CG these days. We have to fight for something that's stabilized. And so I took it very seriously. Jeff Loeb and I agreed it needed to be a real language. I needed to know what I was saying, when I was saying it, how I was saying it. And that just required developing a sign system of my own. I borrowed some of the underlying rules of ASL.
I mean, come on, you have to give them points there. I enjoy a show, and if I ever run into Anson Mount or anyone else, I will more than likely have them sign my first print of Black Bolt. If it's on me at the time. Oh man, I'm gonna have to start carrying it around me 24/7. There are very few fight scenes, like at least 4, 6, or 7 of them, and out of all of them, Karnak has the best ones. I mean, he just kicks so much butt in all of his scenes. They are really well choreographed. I think my favorite one has to be in the 5th episode where he takes on all those drug cartel guys. Anyways, the plot is that typical cliche person comes from alternate universe, alternate timeline, from the past, and they are really out of their element. So, to be honest, throughout the season, you're just going through the motions with them. You're just like, oh, okay, she's trying hamburger for the first time. Anson or Black Bolt's getting arrested. Oh no, never mind, he broke out of prison. All right. I mean, it's just the typical stuff you see in these kind of stories. There are also a lot of twists and turns in this season, such as this for some reason, every person they run into is somewhat tied to being an Inhuman or tied to Maximus. I mean, I was expecting the scientist to be tied to Maximus, and we're talking to the guy who helps Black Bolt escape from prison, not the annoying glasses woman who looks like she's never been touched by a man. All these twists and turns and developments and all these different kind of elements to keep you on your toes, it's kind of what makes the show interesting, because, you're watching the show and you're this character and okay, is this guy an Inhuman? Is he tied to Maximus? Is he some sort of government bounty hunter? I mean, it's just you just have to be alert with these characters that get introduced, because some of them don't seem what they are. Now let's talk some of the flaws with Inhumans. My first gripe is Atalant. It's just so bleak and gray and blocky. I mean, it doesn't look it just doesn't look visually appealing to me. I mean, what they should have done is what they did in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., in the second season, where Daisy finds out she's an Inhuman, then she gets taken to this weird, rehab looking place in the mountains, and it's really beautiful, Chinese kind of dojo looking thing places. I forgot the name. I think it was Afterlife or something like that. It was just a very stunning, beautiful place that was set in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I just thought, now, some of the characters are not really needed for the show. Some being those two drug guys. Okay, the girl, yes, is needed because she kind of shows Karnak, love for the first time. He actually falls in love with her. The other is that rocket scientist girl. I mean, she is very annoying and I don't really care for her that much. Like, I wouldn't mind if she got killed off. And by the looks of it, she's not, because she's gonna have a thing with Gorgon, which I am not looking forward to, because she is so annoying. I mean, she is ugh. I can see why she was popular. I also want to cut down some of the Inhumans that Maximus sent to Earth, like that one guy, Morbius. That Cyclops guy who, like, instead of having lasers come out of his eyes, lasers just come out of his face. I feel like out of all those Inhumans that were sent to help What's-Her-Face, only he was probably the only one that was necessary. The others were just there to be there and just to get killed off or knocked out or whatever. To be honest with you guys, I kind of want to see someone who hates Inhumans to walk up to Ant Mountain and just tell him Inhuman sucks. So I'm pretty sure he'll just get that person his death glare. I mean, just that glare he gave Maximus just sent chills down your spine. I mean, if you feel like those eyes will melt you. Now, is Inhumans worth watching? Yes. I encourage you guys to watch it. Don't listen to all these online critics saying that is the worst show ever made, and if you saw my phone, I am sorry. That is where I keep my talk notes on. Give it a chance. Don't listen to these critics. At least give it 4 episodes, because I heard somewhere, I think it was on Emergency Awesome, that they were given like 4 weeks to write the first 2 episodes, so that's probably why they were a bit lackluster. Anyways, that is going to do it for today. I plan to do a Deathstroke video some point this week. We're probably looking at Thursday, or at least Friday is when I'll be out, so please stay tuned for that. And I will see you guys Thursday or Friday.